Hey, welcome to Live from Dennis's House. Today, we're spotlighting Shakedown Street by the Grateful Dead, released November 1978. Anybody remember 1978?
Yes.
Would you like to hear a story from 1978?
Sure.
Everybody crowd around and I'll tell you a story of something interesting that happened.
Please tell us
Should we put on our pajamas?
Yes, everybody get your pajamas on. And I'll tell you,
You weren't born. No.
1978, I was in junior high school, right? And I was getting into a lot of trouble. You know, the usual trouble, cutting school, running guns, murder, that kind of stuff, right? The usual. I had an interaction with my arch nemesis, Mr. Miller, the gym teacher, Marvin Miller, right? So we were having lunch one day, right? And it was so terrible. Now I look back how I survived this. Anyway, that you don't even have a lunchroom at this terrible school. They had to sit in the auditorium in a chair and eat lunch. But after you were done lunch, you were allowed to mingle and talk a little amongst yourselves, right? But I was carrying on, I guess, and he called me up into the front. He was up on a stage, right? And we were all down below, and he would talk to us and tell us over a loudspeaker, and he had a microphone and all this stuff. So he called me up, and I had to stand at the bottom of the stage while he tried to ridicule me, right? So I'm just standing there, and I see I'm right next to the PA like I am here. Yeah. So while he's talking to the whole auditorium, I just switch off the PA.
Got him.
And it goes dead, and he went berserk. And that was it. I was called into Mr. Wolfson's office. Mr. Wolfson was the principal, and he looked like the guy from Breakfast Club. You know, that teacher with the Barry Manilow clothes? Yes. He looked like that. So anyway, you know what they tried to do? They tried to scare me and say they were going to trade me to the worst school in New York. Already this was terrible school. And they said, no, but we're going to trade you to the school up in the Bronx or in Harlem, right? And I was like, I'm pretty sure you can't do that. So it's not really a good threat. Because I never heard of trading a student before.
I'm not a free agent.
So, Anyway. But then, of course, they used the age-old adage that this is going on your permanent record, right?
Yes.
So,
junior high.
Right. Yeah. It's going to haunt you for the rest of your life, right? So, for the Freedom of Information Act, I actually got Steven's permanent record right in here.
That's ridiculous.
Awesome.
I went through it already. Hey, Dee Dee, can you tell the guy in the back there rule number 1?
Don't talk when the host is talking.
Yay!
Okay, I break it all the time.
All right. So the one thing I saw on Steven's record that I wanted to talk about is that one time the teacher noted that she told Steven that he can't sleep in her class, and he said, if he wouldn't talk so loud, maybe I could.
Awesome.
So anyway, we're going to start the show off with a long-distance dedication to Mr. Miller, and let's play Shakedown Street, the title track off of this album. So now we're going to go to the Man About Town segment, and I want to talk about all the exciting, fancy, sophisticated things I did during the week. And unfortunately, this weekend, I didn't do anything. That here in the Northeast, it's been 40 degrees and raining, even though it's the middle of May. So it was actually perfect. Sunday afternoon, you know what I did? Absolutely nothing. I didn't leave the house all day. So it was just a wonderful day lying in my own excrement, listening to music. And that's all I have. So now we're going to go right into Word on the Street.
That's me.
That's you. Cha-cha with Word on the Street.
Yes.
Everything terrible in the world of celebrity.
Yes. And this
So what do you got going on this week?
Well, I have a story about Sinead O'Connor.
Oh.
Yes.
Wait.
Sinead O'Connor is blaming Prince's drug problem on his good friend Arsenio Hall.
That seems reasonable.
Arsenio Hall? Wait. Sinead O'Connor went on the attack saying 2 words for the DEA investigating where Prince got his drugs. Arsenio Hall, a.k.a. Prince's and Eddie Murphy's bitch.
Wow.
Oh, yes,
we should also tell Sinead that's about 7 words anyway.
Yeah, you know what? Okay. So,
ahead.
of course, rapper Arsenio Hall says Sinead's claims are absolutely false, ridiculous, and absurd.
Wow.
Now, here's the thing. Sinead O'Connor was never friends with Prince. Of course, she could thank him for writing her hit song, Nothing Compares to You. one of the greatest songs ever.
Yes.
And she also had alleged that he had punched her and held her against her will at
Wow.
Palisade Park.
Paisley Park.
Paisley Park.
Yeah, Palisades Park, the amusement
I'm so
on the roller coaster.
I'm disgusted.
So, are we all in agreement that Sinead
crazy.
O'Connor is crazy as a loon?
Crazy as they come.
Crazy as they come.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a
Heard her
little.
name in a while.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
well, yeah.
Right. She ripped up a
Fight the
picture of
real
the
enemy.
Pope. She ripped up a
She
picture of
shaved
Frank
her
Sinatra.
head.
Well, that's the thing. I gotta say,
that's, you know.
she was the prettiest bald girl I ever met.
Yeah,
Would we all agree on that too?
Yeah.
Because you know how hard it is for a girl to look hot with a bald head?
It's uncalled for.
All right, thank you very much. Now we're going to see what's happening in the crazy world of Stephen Bellow and everything. I don't even know what I'm going to say. Just what's going on, Stephen? I haven't seen you in like a month.
brother.
How's
Yeah.
everything going with you?
I'm okay. I went to the doctor. I guess I'm not that okay.
Yeah.
I went to the doctor. First thing he says to me is, "Do you know your sperm count?" I said, "Honestly, doc, I didn't realize they were that clever." That's not true. But so a guy goes into a bar
Yeah.
and he's sitting on the end of the bar and he sees a guy go over to bartender. He says, "Oh, hey, jackass, let me get a beer." So the guy brings him a beer. A few minutes later, "Oh, jackass, let me get another beer." Brings him a beer. "Hey, thanks, jackass." It's going on for like 20 minutes. Finally, the guy calls the bartender over. He goes, "What's going on? Well, why is this guy always calling you jackass?" He goes, "I don't know. He always calls me that." That was a massive.
Very nice.
There you go.
Very nice. Well,
Wow, you know what? You're not the same since you cleaned up your act.
since the FCC cracked down on you, yeah. Hey, welcome back to Live from Dennis's house. And now we're going to talk to the guests this week. Pepper Wine. Here for Pepper Wine. Now, I'm going to introduce Pepper Wine, and I have their names cleverly written down here, but I know all their names by heart, so it doesn't matter. So we have Kelly, singer and keyboardist. And we have Brees on guitar. We have Mike on drums. And Julian on bass.
So we're from Belmar, Brees and I.
That wasn't the question.
Belmont, New Jersey.
We're from Belmar, yep. Brees and I started the band back in 2000.
5 years ago.
So 2011.
2011.
And we used to be a duo, and we've had many different people in the band throughout the years. And we got these guys. Jules over here
Yes,
knows Brees from another band that they were in, a punk band. When Brees and I first started going out, they were playing in that band, and then that band broke up. And then Jules was playing with another band for a little while, which he still plays with. And then we met Mike because we hung some posters in Asbury.
Yeah, coffee shop.
And yep, he saw the poster, and he's been
my
our
sister.
longest drummer ever since. And now we got a good crew, and I'm happy.
I'm busy that day anyway.
Laying in your own excrement.
I got a lot of albums to listen to that day.
Still trying to get over that, lying in my own excrement.
You think that's crazy? In Puerto Rico, Dee Dee choked on someone else's vomit. Rincon.
You know,
Wait, that actually happened?
Yes, and when she was in Rincon.
Oh my gosh.
That's not true.
Dee Dee. Skeletons in the closet.
See, when you go too far.
Or in the
No such thing as
Yeah, well.
So, all right, so now
Okay, get
let's
back to Kelly.
bring the
Yes.
show back in here now. So, now you guys have a new CD, right? Coming
Yes.
Our
out.
first CD.
Is it out
Yep.
already? Oh, this is
Yeah,
your
it's
first
out.
CD.
Yes.
We
it's
had our
already.
CD release party on Friday.
Oh, you did? I wasn't invited to that either.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Jeez.
invited anyone who wanted to come.
Oh, okay.
I guess you just
Public.
you didn't get that on
Everybody.
Facebook.
And how did it go?
It went really well.
Nice.
Yeah, we had it at
Good turnout.
Season Art Gallery in Belmar. We had a good turnout.
Oh, awesome.
Sold a bunch of
I
CDs,
love
so
that
it
place.
was
Oh,
good.
cool. So now, what's the name of this CD?
Future Habits.
Very nice. And tell us about the making of the CD. Was it like rumors? Was it like Fleetwood Mac? Were you guys fighting in the studio like that at all, or
no,
did it go
some-
smooth?
Someone else take it.
Sort of, they did.
We recorded it in Retro Media Studios in Red Bank. Shout out to Adam.
Very
And
nice.
Beccarelli, he's awesome.
So we recorded it live. So we all sat in a room, had the microphones going, and we all played.
That's the best way to do
recorded
it.
it live.
Yeah.
There's 5 songs on there, and it's our first full band CD. We have a CD as us as a trio with me playing acoustic.
But not these two guys. It's another person.
So now this is our first full band
Nice.
album, and we're really happy about it. We're we're happy how it turned out.
I gotta say,
Right,
you
guys?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
You guys recorded 2 songs before, Shakedown Street by the Grateful Dead and Riff Raff. Is Riff Raff on the new CD?
It certainly
It's
is.
number one
well,
on the CD.
that was
Number
great.
one.
So how would you describe your band? Would it be like a jam kind of band or funk?
We're improvisational.
There's a
Funk. Let's just put the two together.
I'd say
I don't really like the
I
word
say-
jam band too much.
Okay, I'd like to say this is how I describe it when I tell people. I say we're groove,
Ooh.
rock,
Love that word.
soulful,
Nice.
and we jam.
Groove, rock, soulful,
And then we tell
jam.
stories.
That's it right there. That's it. That takes it all home.
When
right
does the
there.
storytelling come in? What do you?
I don't know about that storytelling part. I'm not
Do you
sure
like,
about that.
when you're on stage, do you tell stories in between
No,
songs?
no,
and
no,
stuff?
that's a total joke. I'm
No, we just have.
that
We usually have
works.
awkward silence in between songs.
Yeah.
Where
That's actually better.
we look at each other and we say, "Should we start the song now?"
You guys ready?
Gosh, should we
Tune
do
up.
this?
Are you in tune?
Wait,
Let's go.
wait. Are we good now? We
Meanwhile,
good?
I'm suffering from anxiety. I'm like, come on.
What key is this song in again? Where's the drummer? He's in the bathroom again.
Yeah, or getting a beer. Yeah.
So it's awesome. Now, what else you got going on? You got some more gigs lined up soon coming?
Do
that
we?
can-
Yeah, we got. We have a good amount of stuff actually. Our next gig is Camp Jam. It's called Camp Jam in the Pines, which is in Hamilton, New Jersey. Really stoked to play on that because there's a lot of other really good bands. It's like a 3-day camping festival.
Oh wow, that sounds.
What day does that go? What day was that one?
May 20th, right
That's
after
your
my
birthday. Yeah.
Oh yeah, week of the 18th.
Is that the week of the 18th?
The week of the
Yes.
18th.
Yeah.
I think it might be
Yeah.
the week of the 18th.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
week of the 18th.
And
So
then
wait, is that like a little Woodstock? Everyone's gonna be laying in the mud.
Of course, same thing.
Yep, lots
In
of
their own excrement, probably.
Yep. Their own excrement. Lots of dancing, lots of music. There's tons of music. It's gonna be a fun
Smoking,
time.
loud drinking.
And then after that, we're playing Porta in Jersey City. We frequent there, so yeah, we got a lot of stuff on the calendar.
Very
more.
good. Very good.
There's more.
Yeah.
Oh, there's more.
Tell us
There's
more.
more.
Well,
There's more.
There's Maple Woodstock too. We just got booked for
Yeah,
that.
we got booked for a festival called Maple Woodstock. Which
Maple
is
Woodstock.
There's another show in
July.
May.
What's that mean?
Northern Soul, and then they
No.
shut
Northern
down.
Soul shut down.
They
We
booked
just
us and
played.
they
We
shut
were like
down.
one of the last bands to play at this venue, and they just shut down. I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Son of bitches.
Rest in peace.
I don't know.
That I don't want
What
to
is
interfere in your story, but that makes me think of another story.
Here we go.
Go on.
Oh no.
That in 1978,
Mr.
it
Miller?
was funny.
The
No,
very
this was
good
not
one.
it. That my band was playing somewhere, and the drummer promised this guy. This was this bar in the middle of nowhere. I think it was called the Dugout. It was like in the meatpacking district. And nobody ever went to this place. But the drummer was a buffoon, and he promised the guy, "Yeah, we'll bring in people, like 500 people. You know, this place will be packed." You know, and he didn't tell the rest of us. He told the guy that. So we never been to this place before, and we just show up. We didn't even think we had to promote it. And this guy sank every last dime he had into this place.
Oh, no.
And he had food, a buffet, and it's like one person showed up to sing his girlfriend. You didn't even show up.
That's so sad.
And then, right? So he like cut us off after a few songs, and we left. And then I saw in the rearview mirror, I saw him walking out and putting a for sale sign in the window as we drove by.
It's the whole
The same
thing.
guy, kind of like the same guy.
No, it's not made up. It's a true story.
So
Check
a
my
tear in
pulse.
his eye.
Yes.
Like the
He
Indian
looked
on
like
the side of the road.
he looked like the Indian in that garbage commercial, you know, with the tear coming down his face. So, very sad.
man.
So now we've learned everything there is to know about pepper wine. All right,
Everything.
except where did you get the name from?
Okay,
Kelly,
I'll
take it away.
I'll answer that question. Okay, so I know this sounds kind of cliche, but I had a dream. This was many years ago, and the dream was that I was in a cafeteria, and that I walk into the cafeteria. It was actually the cafeteria of the primary school that I went to, and I walk in, and there's a bunch of women there, and they're all about like 40 or older.
very specific.
I remember the dream very well. And so I walk in the cafeteria, and I felt really weird. Like, I knew the cafeteria because it was my primary school, but, you know, there were all these women that I didn't know. And so they had boxes of wine, Of course, boxes of wine. Who knows what they were probably drinking, like white and vanilla or something. And so, so I say, "Can I have a glass of wine?" And they give me a glass of wine, and it's filled with red pepper flakes.
Oh man!
I swear to God, I remember that dream. I woke up and I just like was like, "Whoa, holy crap!" That's
I'm glad we're not
Yeah.
red pepper.
Good times.
Yeah. So Brees and I were
red
like
peppers,
mulling
too many
over what
syllables.
kind of names
We had a
to
whole
use.
bunch of
We had
names
so many
lined
names.
up.
Like one was like Tiny Lion.
Tiny Lion. It was taken already. It was taken.
Really?
The one
Tiny
thing
Lion
we wanted to make sure that
so.
if you search pepper wine on YouTube, like you don't get any other bands.
Nobody else.
Nobody else. Like,
Yeah.
we're the only ones.
You get one weird.
There's a
thing.
guy named Mr. Killer
Mr. Killer.
who has a song named Pepper Wine.
Wow.
It's like kind of like a hip
He's
hop.
like a rap
That's the
Killer.
one.
guy.
Yeah.
I heard he wrote that about you guys, though.
Supposedly.
So that's
He
the
was in
only
that
overlap.
cafeteria when you were giving that
Mr. Killer.
Bigger plug than Mr. Killer than anything else.
Yeah,
Mr.
so
Killer.
yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Killer.
Pepper
Mr.
wine
Killer.
is, just so you know, pepper wine is one word. It's
Yes,
not
one word. Pepper
people,
Wine.
that's a huge misconception. People
Pepper
think
wine.
it's two words, but
Drives us crazy when it's
I bet.
Or they think it's like
Wow.
pepper vine.
Or
Pepper
we
Vine.
played
We've
a
been
gig a
called
couple
Pepper
months
Vine.
ago, and the guy introduced us as Pepper Vine, like the
it was
German
German.
version.
Pepper vine.
Pepper Vine.
I have a little
You got any
little
questions or
known
little known
fact
facts? Yeah, tell
about
us.
Kelly.
Oh
It's
boy.
not bad.
Get ready with the beeper, Bill.
No, Miss Kelly was my voice coach.
Wow, very
Yeah.
nice.
Fired me.
Really?
Fired me.
No way.
How do you explain yourself,
She was
Kelly?
like, "You're done. Get out."
No way. She didn't need me anymore.
Dee Dee graduated.
I graduated.
Is that
from her.
such a thing? You
I
can
graduated
graduate?
from her class.
graduated.
She
She
didn't
graduated
need me
me.
anymore.
She kills it.
Wow. So now you're
On a
teaching her?
mountaintop.
No, I don't teach anybody. No, she still knows more than I do. She'll never tell me everything
Wow.
she knows.
So,
Right.
so that
Yeah.
means, Kelly, you're the best teacher ever.
Ever.
Because nobody ever graduates anybody. It's like when you go to
Yeah.
therapy, that they never let you out. They just keep you there
Right.
forever. So you
Yeah.
can
Well, I'm not
stay over that.
gonna. I'm not gonna keep have her
full.
come and pay me money for something that she
That's
doesn't
nice,
need.
Kelly.
Wow, you can tell she's a real hippie. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Groovy, man. She's groovy.
See, I have another business plan here, by the way. That
no.
I'm starting my own therapy business because, speaking of therapy, people never get out of therapy. You
No,
just go
you
for the
don't.
rest of your life and
Yep.
you pay this guy $200. So if you come to me, you only have to come once. You give me $500. And I turn you around, I kick you in the ass, and I say, "Stop crying, get out of here, and behave yourself."
I like that.
And that's it. You're cured.
Wow.
One session. What do you think of that?
I like
Like I
that.
found a
Brilliant.
therapist.
Tough love therapy. Line up on the way out.
I don't know about 500. I'll pay $4.99.
All right, I'll give you a 2-for-1 sale tonight.
You mean
Thank you.
$4.99?
Yeah, $4.99, like $4.
Welcome back live from Dennis's house, and now it's time to talk about the Grateful Dead, Shakedown Street, and
I like
everyone
that
can
song.
interject because I know a lot about the Grateful Dead, of course, but you guys may know more. But anyway, this album came out November 15th, 1978. Now, it didn't get the best critical acclaim when it first came out. A lot of people were down on this album because... I'll tell you why. But first, we're going to go back to the beginning of the band. The band formed in the 1960s, of course, in the San Francisco Bay Area, in the middle of the psychedelic counterculture. And, the great thing about this band, they mixed every kind of genre, I would say. Blues, country, bluegrass, rock, country, folk, jazz, you name it. They were playing this. And they are the pioneering godfathers of the jam band world, of course. Famous for extended jams. And their famous fans are known as...
Deadheads.
Very good. See, I know you know that. Everybody knows
That
that.
was
So,
good.
all
Oh,
right.
thank
So
you.
now we're going to... Who's the biggest Grateful Dead fan back there?
Steve.
Steve?
Oh,
No, this Steve?
I don't know. Bill
All right,
Ray.
so now we're gonna quiz Steven. Steven is a big Grateful Dead fan, and he's got a Grateful Dead T-shirt on. So
Yeah.
we're gonna ask Steven to name the original members of the band after the Warlocks, of course, when they became the Grateful Dead.
I can't do it.
Come on, of course you can. All right, who was the guitar player and singer? If you can't name this guy, I'm throwing you off the show right now.
Missing a finger?
Yes, that guy.
I would say Jerry.
All right, Jerry Garcia, of course. And then also the rhythm guitar player and vocalist,
Bob
Weir. Bass player,
Bill.
Phil Lesh.
Oh, Phil Lesh.
Drummer, Bill Kreutzmann.
That's what
the second drummer who came in a little later was Mickey Hart. The original guy who was in the band, I think it was keyboards and harmonica, was Pigpen.
He was
Yes.
the best. Yeah, that was my
So
favorite.
now something about Pigpen, very little known fact. I don't know if anybody knows this, that he dated Janis Joplin. Did you know
Yes,
that?
I did hear
Yes.
that. Is that
And
he was a handsome dude too. When you take that bandana off, and
Really?
yeah, he was a good-looking guy.
that's very disturbing that you said that.
It's weird that I remember that, but so I can see him dating Janis.
He's no
You know what I
David
mean?
Cassidy, bro.
That's your bromance.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, so
What brought that?
anyway, there was a lot of drugs involved here, of course. Yeah, and Pigpen died from alcoholism and drugs.
Oh.
He was also a member of the 27 Club. He died in 1972 at the age of 27.
Wow.
And did you know that they played more than 2,300 concerts in their career?
Wow.
They played at least one concert every year from 1965 to 1995.
Wow.
That's 30 years.
We're getting there.
30 years.
Yeah. So how many of
a
you
lot of
guys got
weed.
back there?
One.
This album did not get very, did not get critical acclaim because they said it was choppy and poorly produced, and they called it the Disco Dead because it had this came out in 78, in the
Yeah.
height of,
Right.
there was so much going on in
Yeah.
78. You had punk rock, you had disco,
Right.
and there was such a backlash in 1978 for disco that I think this is when they blew up those records in the
Yeah.
stadium this year. And set them on fire and a whole bunch of craziness going on. I gotta say, I like this album a lot. That I don't care what anybody says. I'm going on record right now. This is a damn good album.
Yeah.
That, you got to let go of your hang-ups, just like I do. And that I was a forerunner. I was the first one out there saying, disco may suck, but this is good. Was produced by Lowell George from the band Little Feat, of course. Everybody know him? And yes, so it was. It did not get critical acclaim, like I said. And one guy said in Rolling Stone, it said it comes across as an artistic dead end, and the disco tinges merely add to the catastrophe. What do you think of that?
Yeah, lost.
And the critic, Stephen Erlewine, whatever his name is, credits the album's struggles to the unexpected use of disco and the primary use of Donna Jean Godchow. And then I think this album might be cursed, though, because like I said, right after this, Keith Godchow died, and then Lowell George, the producer, died shortly after in 79. And then Brent Midland joined the band to replace Keith Godchow. He died in 1980. Jerry Garcia died in 1995.
Curse.
And you know who's to blame for this?
Yoko Ono?
Arsenio Hall.
Wiped out the whole band.
There you go. Yeah. So
Can I say two
Sure,
things? I have
absolutely.
2 points. One point being that Rolling Stone is has no credibility, in my opinion. If you've ever seen,
yes, I
if
agree
you've
with
ever
you.
seen their all-time greatest lists 1 through 100, they're all terrible. They don't. They're horrible. And number two, about the whole disco thing, our bass player Julian has a great thing about disco. What is it? It's basically, what do you say about disco?
It's like fast funk.
It's fast.
There you go.
funk.
Yeah.
There's some really
So you slow down
killer
disco and it's funk.
bass lines. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've actually jammed out to Donna Summer and stuff like that.
Nice.
I have
Thank
no
you.
problem with
Thank
disco.
If
That's the only
anything,
thing
yeah,
that'll
especially the
survive.
bass.
Yeah,
the bass.
thank
Well,
you.
Yeah,
well,
of
that's
course.
Gloria Gaynor, but
Well, yeah.
Did you ever hear the Cake version of "I Will Survive"?
Oh, yes.
That's
I love
killer.
Cake.
Yes.
We play I
Yeah.
Will Survive
Yeah.
on
Awesome.
when we do some covers every once
That's
in a while.
cool.
And
We do that one.
Yeah, so I have to agree, and especially now, Rolling Stone has lost all credibility and should be shut down.
Thank you.
I'll call him.
ago.
I'll call him
Amen.
tonight.
Amen.
Boss has spoken.
Yeah, just
Welcome back live from Dennis's house, and now it's time to smell the album and get to the news. So I'm going to smell this album and name my favorite Grateful Dead song. It doesn't have to be off this album. What's my favorite song? Sugar Magnolia. How about that?
That's awesome.
They have so many songs I couldn't even think.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is good. Shakedown, Steve.
All right, very
What's your
good.
favorite? See. Ooh, this smells good, and
Yes.
I'm a foreigner, and I didn't know the Grateful Dead till 8 years ago, so I have no favorite songs at this moment.
Wow. We'll have to get back to you. We'll have to do an addendum. You'll take that
I
album
need to be
home.
schooled.
I'm gonna go
Yeah,
with,
spend the weekend. What was your song?
Friend of the Devil.
Oh, very good. Very nice.
See, I
that
gotta choose
one.
a different one now.
No, you can
No,
choose
you
the
can
same one.
Come with me, baby. It's
No,
cool.
yeah,
Grateful, but
you can-
Well, it smells like a library, but
A library.
All young kids say that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
such a young
Touch of
kid
Grey.
thing to
I
say.
like that one.
Touch of Grey. Yeah.
Which one? Touch of Grey? Oh, very nice, very
Is that the
nice.
only hit song, I believe?
Let me get a whiff.
Can I go Ripple? Actually?
Sure, I love Ripple.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, wow.
Is it
Smells
her
good.
birthday?
Steven.
Smells like Shakedown.
Mikey, give us your
What's your
I
song?
would say Help on the Way.
Oh, very nice. See, listen to all these songs.
Wow.
Wow.
1970. Sugar
Up on the
Ray
way,
is
Slipknot.
mine.
Sugar Ray, excellent. See, and we could name 50 more off the
Yeah.
top of my head easily. They were a great band. I love the Grateful Dead. What's so funny about that?
I don't know.
And I wish I had gotten out of my hang-ups earlier
Right.
because I wasn't really into the peace and love
You
stuff
missed so
back then. I
much.
was a very violent, destructive
I'm
person.
so impressed with your
And
personal growth.
Yes, I
really
have
am.
grown so
I-
much, you know?
I should
Right.
take
How
credit
more
for
violent and destructive?
Mr. Miller would be so proud of the young man I've become. Yes. So now we're going to get to the news. Ready? A man is issued a divorce and receives an assault with weapon charge for giving his wife a Dutch oven. Horsham, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
A 33-year-old man, Todd Schmidt, is facing criminal charges for holding his wife's head under the covers and letting out a catastrophic minute-long blast of gas. The woman, Tina Schmidt, cited domestic abuse as grounds for the divorce, saying her husband has done this before. He gets gassy when he eats what he calls toilet grapes. It's those dark green ones only available this time of year.
This is obviously very serious news.
He got up in the middle of the night and ate over 600 of those turd berries. When he walked back to the bedroom like a death row inmate, I knew what he was clenching in. Before I could scream, he jumped under the covers, grabbed my head, and shoved it directly to his buttocks, then let out the most mortifying gas imaginable. The more I screamed, the more toxic gas I inhaled. When it was all over, I was a shell of the woman I used to
The hell out of here.
Real story.
All right, I'm in the middle of the story here. On top of granting the divorce, the judge, Sheila Nussbaum, ordered the man to face criminal charges of assault with a weapon. Given the magnitude of the gas, that counts as a weapon, as the woman suffered from lung damage. The judge said, "My husband does the same thing to me, so I'm setting this up as a warning for him." There you go.
Oh my God.
Doesn't Fish actually have a song called Dutch Oven? I want to thank my guests for coming on. Pepper Wine. Let's give Pepper Wine a go.
Thank you for having us.
You guys got any parting words? All right. I guess not.
Not really. Pepper1groove.com. Check us out.
There you go. Yes. You got
Facebook. We're
And you're
also
on Facebook
on Spotify
and,
and iHeartRadio.
And what's your
Oh,
MySpace link to it?
MySpace. Wow.
I really hope my profile's still not there.
Well, we don't have a MySpace, but we have Facebook.
There you go.
Pepper1groove.com.
There you go.
Pepper Wine Groove.
I like that word groove. It's one of my favorite
Just
words.
Google Pepper Wine and we'll come up.
Pepper1groove.com.
Very nice.
Or you'll
Yeah.
find Mr. Killer.
Go out and see them. Go out and buy their new CD. So thanks for joining us here on Live from Dennis's House, only on 474 The Mix, where the music matters.